welcome to The Truth of the Matter. I am your host, Charmaine the Goddess, and today we have a very special guest joining us, Neftali Galaviz, owner of New Egypt Spiritual Life Coaching. She is a certified spiritual life coach. She is an intuitive card reader and a Reiki practitioner. And on top of all of that, she is a badass mother. She is an awesome and amazing mother, and that leads us into today's topic, raising high vibrational children from a high vibration.
Yep.
Neftali is a generational karma breaker. I know a lot of us say generational curse breakers, but I'm trying to stop saying curse so much and call it what it is, generational karma breaker. So Neftali, let's talk a little bit about you and how you broke the cycle before you were more spiritually aware. What kind of parenting patterns did you notice that were passed down to you?
Some of the parenting patterns that I noticed, now that I reflect on it, because at the moment I didn't realize it, but being physically present with your children, but not being available to your children. So oftentimes I will be present, but I was mentally checked out. They would speak to me or, trying to show me something that they're interested in, and I would disregard them, or I wouldn't even make eye contact with my kids. And I realize that now, looking back, I experienced that as a child as well, not realizing that that's not okay. So I try to be as present as possible whenever my kids do speak to me. I try to put the phone down, make eye contact with them to reassure them that I'm present and I'm listening. I'm not just the physical body. I'm here and I'm listening.
I think that's I think that's an issue that a lot of parents have. I know I had that with my own children, especially my little ones. Hey, mommy, look at this, look at this, look at this. And it's like, oh, I'm busy right now. I'm busy right now. You got to make time for your children. Like you said, being present is very important in children's lives.
Yes.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about that a little later.
Okay.
So what would you say was a turning point, the moment that you knew I got to do something different? I can't do what was done to me.
The emotional outbursts that I would have with my children, or having emotional outbursts and my children being present and them not understanding where that was coming from. And I had to explain to them, it is okay to cry. It is okay, but it's not okay to stay there. It's not okay.
Because you're going to cry. You're going to have feelings and you're going to have emotions, and I don't even want to say controlling your emotions, because an emotion, I don't feel like it's something that we can control. I think our response to things is what we have control over it. So you saw that and you were like, I can't do my babies like this, and you decided to do something different. Now, a lot of people are waking up more and more, and a lot of people refer to themselves as the black sheep or the curse breaker or the karma breaker. What did it feel like, or what does it feel like for you to be the one who is breaking these generational cycles?
Now it feels different than when you're actually in it. Now that I'm able to break the cycle, it feels much better looking from the outside looking in. But I felt like I was in a loop when I was there, but now I was able to get out of the loop, and now I can see it and observe it for what it is and not really get absorbed into everything that happened. And trauma and whatever happened in the bloodlines, issues with your families, your relationships, whatever it is, it's observing it and being able to remove yourself and looking at it from a different point of view.
I would say for me, it kind of sucked in the beginning. Like you said, it was kind of like a loop, because you're like you're stuck in this cycle.
Mm-hmm.
You know things should be different, but why do I gotta change it? That's kind of what it felt like. Why am I the one tasked with breaking this karmic cycle, with breaking these generational cycles? Why is that on me? Is how it kind of felt like. Why do I have to do this? But once you start doing the work and you see how your life transforms, and I know everybody say, do the work, but it's true, you have to do it. You see how your life transforms and how that overflows into your children's lives, and it's going to overflow into their children's lives. It is so worth it to be uncomfortable or to be burdened with the task of breaking those generational cycles and curses.
Yeah, that's definitely.
So, how did your own healing journey shift the way that you show up as a mom?
It definitely made me not want to control as much and let go of control. Because that was something that I was always worried about, is, my kids. And we do worry about our kids, and it's okay to worry about them. But when they're at school, we shouldn't, be terrified that they're at school or when they're not in our presence. So trying to have trust in the universe that I know that my kids are well taken care of and that they're covered and that they're going to be okay, that helped, because I used to just be on top of them, just trying to control everything they do. Don't do this, don't do that. I don't want you to go here, don't go there. But really just trusting and letting go that everything is okay. Everything is fine. I can't be overbearing and protect them from everything. And yeah, they'll be okay. Everything's fine.
Yeah, because they are our children, but they have their own lives to live, their own journeys to go on, and their own experiences and lessons to learn. We would love to be able to protect them from everything, but how would they grow if we did that?
Right.
We grew because we went through some stuff.
Yeah, we did.
But we made it through. We grew through it. We went through it, but we grew through it.
That's right.
Okay. What beliefs or behaviors did you release to become more conscious in your parenting?
What behaviors did I release? I felt like really just being more present. Really focusing on the now. Because my problem is I really can get really worried if I start thinking about the future. And then if you think about the past, you're worried as well. So I really just try to focus, even if it's minute by minute. I know it's tough sometimes because it's like, how do you get through the day? Sometimes the days seem really long. And it's just like being present moment by moment and just relax, breathe, and take your time. You're exactly where you need to be. I always feel like I could do more too. I just always feel like I could be doing more. But I mean, you have to do the best with what you have, or else, you're going to get overworked. But yeah, being present for sure.
And sometimes resting, how you say you feel like you could do more, sometimes resting is what you need to do in order to take care of yourself, take care of your fourfold being, so you can show up as the best mother for your children.
That's right.
Because they don't need somebody who is always worried about them or worried about whatever else is going on in the world. They need, like you said, somebody who is present. They need somebody who loves them. And your kind of overbearingness that you once had, that's just going to show that you care about their well-being and you do want the best for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a good thing to shift. Being more present. It's like you said, a lot of times the children may be home. Some parents may experience this now. They may deal with this now. You may be home all day with your children, but y'all haven't even spoke today.
Right.
Or if they try to come and speak to you or show you something, you don't have the time for it. So definitely being present and spending one-on-one time with each child.
Yeah.
To show them that, hey, you have my undivided attention. You matter. You are important. You are special, and I love you. So what's going on in your world?
Mm-hmm.
What role do or did spiritual tools and practices like prayer, Reiki, journaling, things of that nature, what role does that play in your transformation?
I would say prayer is definitely a top number one. Under that is meditation. But I definitely say prayer because it is you speaking to the universe. It's you pouring your heart out. It's you saying, hey, I'm here. Hey, this is what's going on. This is how I feel. And just letting it out. Even if you feel like, you're alone sometimes, even though you're not alone, but we feel like it sometimes. So really just saying how you feel and just really being able to express that and knowing and having faith that, somebody's listening. Things are turning. Things are changing. Things are taking place. As long as we put our best effort forward and we believe, then, yeah, good things are, coming.
I wish more people understood that. And I wish more people truly knew the power of prayer. If people knew how powerful they were as creators, they would know that the words and the thoughts and the vibration of all of that truly creates change within their reality. Prayer is such a powerful tool. For me, release letters are also a very powerful tool that I use to keep myself where I need to be. I've even introduced it to my kids. Oh, can I write down all my anger and burn it, Mommy? Okay, let's do it. Let's do that. So you are parenting from a different vibration than you were parented from, a higher vibration. What does high vibrational parenting mean or look like to you?
High vibrational parenting to me is really looking at my kids' whole body wellness as an entire being, like you said, as a fourfold being. So making sure that their spirit, you're feeding their spirit. What is pouring into their spirit? Are you pouring into your kids' spirit? Or is somebody else doing that for you? Things that, like, what are your kids listening to? Just being mindful of what they're listening to, being on top of them, and not to be controlling, but it does matter. Like you said, it really does matter what they're listening to. Is it a friend? Are they listening to a friend that they shouldn't be listening to? So being mindful, physical activities too, taking care of your whole body, your emotions, making sure, asking them, how do you feel? It's okay to be upset. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel how you feel. And just really making sure that they're okay. And if they're not, then we need to work on certain areas. Because I know physical fitness for my kids, we do like going out on trails, but it's like I can do better in that area. I feel like in nutrition as well. I feel like we should be giving them healthier foods, less processed foods. I know it's kind of tough because, they're set in their ways. They like to eat what they want. But I feel like I can improve in those areas. But yeah, looking at them as a whole being and really working on their wholeness as a 4-4 being.
Yeah, looking at them as a whole being, and also remembering to take care of yourself as a holistic fourfold being, because we can tell our kids what to do until we're blue in the face, and they're still going to do what we do. They're going to do what they see. They're going to mimic our actions. I read a lot, and I've noticed now my children, it's kind of a requirement before they can get on their devices. You gotta read a book. I need you to read a book and summarize it to me before you can get your tablet or before you can get on this phone. So kind of being the example that you want your children to pick up on. I feel like that's important to raising high vibrational humans, period. Especially because children are so impressionable.
Yeah.
They're going to do what they see you do more than do what they hear you say or tell them to do. So it's important. All these topics, all these things always kind of lead back to self.
Yeah.
And you being the example based on your actions.
Correct.
And not only your words. So yeah, that's important. How do you help your children regulate their emotions and understand energy? First, how old are your children?
My daughter, well, they all have a birthday coming up, so 13, 8, and 9, since they all have a birthday coming up. But I allow them to express themselves if they're angry. I don't say, oh, you shouldn't feel this way. If they're upset, why are you upset? It's okay to be upset, but you shouldn't stay upset. Just really asking them how they feel and letting them express themselves. If they're angry, if they throw a fit, they're throwing stuff, if they throw themselves in the corner, I leave them there. You're just going to sit there then. But whenever you're done, I'm going to speak to him and ask you, hey, like, what's going on? Why were you upset? You don't have to be upset over that. It's not, but it's okay, but you can just handle it different.
I think that's important. Something that you said about letting them express themselves. Now, I don't know how it was growing up in a brown household, but in my black household, certain things were deemed disrespectful. Even if you weren't truly being disrespectful, you talking back. You got to get the last word. I'm really just trying to have a dialogue with you. And I think as millennials, and I think as indigos, that's one thing that we have shifted into, allowing our children the freedom of expression, which everybody really should have and should have already had, but it's sometimes interpreted or misinterpreted as disrespect when it's really just your child trying to express the way that they feel in that moment. And if you shut them down or shut them up, they're not going to be comfortable coming to you and expressing those feelings and those emotions. So you won't have the pathway to guide them to healthier outlets to express those emotions. So yeah, that's a big one right there. Just as simple as being able to express yourself, to say, oh, I don't like this, or you made me feel bad, without internalizing it as them calling you a bad parent or saying something is wrong with you.
Right.
And a lot of some people, I'll say, some people or some parents have difficulty admitting that they could have possibly done or said something that rubbed their child the wrong way. It's like, stay in the child's place. I'm right because I'm the adult. No, no, you're not. That's not always the case. We have to be open to listening so we can effectively assist them so that they know how to maintain their vibrational frequency.
I agree.
So what spiritual or emotional tools are you already teaching your children, from the oldest to the youngest? Do they differ based on age, or are you kind of teaching them the same?
Okay. I'm doing all the same. So whenever I do spend time with my kids, and it's the thing that they picked up. They know that we're going to go on a nature trail. They know that we're going to go somewhere that's green, where you can run, where you can do all those things. But when I gather them all three at the same time, because I always have them at the same time, I just make it a point to go somewhere quiet, go somewhere where no one's around, go somewhere where there's water. And there's water flowing, and we sit by the water and we sit there, and I just make them sit. Just sit. That's all I tell them. Just sit. Sit on the floor. Sit on the ground. Take your shoes off. Just sit. It's not hard. It is for them.
What are you thinking? Like, do you ever look? Because sometimes I have 16, 15, and 8-year-old twins. Sometimes I still look at them and I go, dang, I'm really somebody's mama. Like, do you ever, in those moments when you're sitting by the water, just look at them and go, dang, I'm really helping to impact your life in a positive way?
Yes. Not only do I think of that, I think of the generations after my children and the generations that I won't meet, and how far it will extend to them, but not only for my kids, but starting with them, but starting with ourselves, but extending it through generations. That's what I think about, really.
And that's very important, because a lot of people don't understand that when you do the work on yourself, it may feel like you're just working on you, but it is a ripple effect. It is a domino effect, and it can literally change the trajectory of your family's bloodline.
Yes. And it's funny that you said trickling effect before you said that. I picture like a tsunami or a wave, of water just... Yep. Yeah, just coming in and wiping all of it away. So yeah.
So these things may sound simple. They may sound like they won't make a huge difference or a huge change. They will.
Of course.
They will.
Of course.
Implementing them if you are not already.
Right.
So we've talked about all the good things, all the heart center activities, but let's be honest, every day is not rainbows and sunshine. Okay, sometimes these kids get on my nerves. Sometimes I may get on their nerves. So let's talk about the days where everything is not so pretty and life is life. And because as long as we are having these human experiences and we are having this earth experience, life is gonna life.
Right.
What do you do on the days when it feels hard to be conscious or hard to be present and in the moment?
When it's hard and I notice that I'm not being myself, or that I'm being irritated, or that I'm just not feeling my best, I really just try to remove myself and isolate myself and just sit with myself and just really think, well, what is it that's going on? Why do I feel like this? And allow myself to feel, because sometimes we're so busy that I just push everything to the side until you can't anymore. You're like, wait, what's going on? Why am I feeling like this? And then you have to backtrack. Oh, this is why. This is why. You haven't taken any time to yourself. You haven't, you haven't got your pedicure, you stopped getting your nails done, things like that are also things that help. But a lot of, separation and just being alone and just thinking.
But at least you have that awareness to go, I don't feel like me. I know my vibration has lowered, because I think some people are under the conception or the misconception that once you raise your vibration is always high. No. Your vibration dips throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year. Your vibration is going to fluctuate. So in those moments, how do you give yourself grace? I know your way to cope with it and to kind of refill your cup is isolation and introspection. What do you do to give yourself grace so when you come back out, you're not feeling like, oh man, I shouldn't have said this, I shouldn't have did that?
So giving myself
your meal break
grace is just me really, really understanding that I really did my best. I really did all that I could, and all is well. And I am exactly where I need to be. I don't need to do any more or any less than what I already am. Because I think that's where a lot of stuff, you can really spiral out of control, because you get so overwhelmed with things that you think you should be doing, or vice versa. But yeah, just really just analyzing myself, really.
Because the truth is, we don't have a parenting manual, and we're still humans as well. I used to really beat myself up.
Security Operations Center, Officer Lopez.
Hi. I wanted to be different. I didn't want to pass on the same things. Why would I say that to them? Because I used to, before I became more spiritually aware and spiritually in tune and inclined, I have a voice inside of me that sounds like a hurricane. And I would yell, and I would scream, and I would huff, and I would puff, and I was like, no. So now that was actually one of my non-negotiables. Like, I'm not doing all that. I'm not yelling with you. I'm not screaming. I'm not huffing. I'm not puffing. I am going to, kind of like you said, I'll kind of isolate myself, and I'll do some introspection. And as long as I did not blow my top, I can always give myself grace. Even if I did blow my top, I can give myself grace, because I'm human too.
That's right.
I'm human too, and I'm working towards being better and doing things differently than I had them done as a child. So, to parents out there who feel like they wanted to do better, but they're too deep in, they have made too many mistakes, they've messed up too much, what is the best piece of advice that you can give them?
Just knowing that they did the best that they could. Just knowing that they did the
What
best.
if they feel like they didn't do the best that they could? What if they feel like, I know I could have did this better?
Then you can change that today. You can analyze yourself. Okay, where can I adjust? What can I do different? You can do that. You can do it today. You can write it down. You can think about what it is. How do you want to adjust, and how do you want to move forward? So just recognizing where you are, and if you don't like where you're at, then make those adjustments and, follow through with that.
Yeah, so would you agree that they first need to, like you said, identify what they are not happy with or what they don't like,
Right.
and then kind of create a vision of what they do want to embody?
Correct.
Okay, and if they need help with that, can they reach out to you?
Yes, they can.
Okay, all right. You reach out to me, reach out to her.
That's
She
right.
is available to assist. She has, how old is your oldest daughter?
13.
13 years of experience.
That's correct.
And she has truly done the work to raise her vibration and change her life. So I know she's changing her children's lives.
That's right.
What would you say, aside from being more present, what practical thing or practical practice would you say made the biggest difference in the way that you parent?
A practical way, maybe being more available, more compassionate, just really trying to extend myself even more. If I already think that I'm compassionate, be more compassionate. If I think that I'm already loving, just really be more loving. Just do everything better. I just feel like I see every opportunity to just do better and just give more, because kids, they remember everything. And, these moments, they go by so fast. Like you said, my daughter's 13. I just remember when she was small, and I look back and I said, man, I could have done stuff different, but I didn't know, I didn't have the tools available, but I do now. So things are changing, but yeah, just really trying to just improve and zone in, because it's really important. The days are going by, the years are going by. We're not going to get those times back. And, all we have is moments really with our children. So, yeah.
Something that you said that stuck out to me was, when I was younger, I didn't have the tools. When I was younger, I definitely didn't have the tools, and I was at a much lower state of being, a much lower vibration. So some of the things that I did then, I can look back and reminisce on and go, dang, if only I would have known better. So if you are a parent who wants to parent from a higher vibration, who wants to create high vibrational children, or influence your children to have high vibrations, then give yourself grace and forgive yourself for whatever you feel like you have done in the past. Don't beat yourself up for it, because all of those experiences came to help you grow. All of those experiences were catalysts for you to do something different. We have to experience what we do not want in order to get clear about what it is that we do want. So just look at those as learning curves. Look at those as opportunities to grow. from and forgive yourself. If you are somebody who is holding on to the past and you feel like, oh, my kids will never forgive me for this, or I can't forgive myself for this, then I would definitely suggest you write a release letter to that incident, to those feelings, to that belief, because it is time for you to let go of it. Because like Neftali said, it is never too late for you to do things differently. The only thing that's stopping you is your belief. So release that belief and let's get these kids high vibrational. Let's take care of ourselves so that they pick up on the work that we're doing and it becomes normal for the bloodline. It becomes normal for the family.
Yeah, that's all.
You better bet your bottom dollar when your children have children, they're walking trails. They're sitting by the water and they're meditating. They're going to be more open, more active, more available to them. They're going to be more compassionate. And then their kids are going to do the same thing. And now your family has created this high vibrational way of living that pours out into the world.
Wow. You know what I take from that? I see high vibrational communities.
Yes.
High vibrational. It starts with us, and we're gonna have high vibrational communities. I feel like families gather together, generations, like you said. Yeah, it's amazing.
So keep shining your light the way that you have been, the way that you are. Keep influencing your children the way that you are, and that you'll see them influence other people.
Yes.
Even outside of your family.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you were kinder today, they'll be kinder today to somebody else who could have been having a shitty day. And because that one person was kind to them, they feel better. They help to raise their vibration. Like,
spread love.
It spreads out into the world. It affects the collective consciousness truly. And people really would not think that it reached that far, but it does.
Mm-hmm. It does.
People all over the world.
Yeah. All over the world.
Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what do you want your children? I heard you just say children remember everything. What is the number one thing that you want your children to remember about how you loved and how you raised them?
What is one thing that I want them to remember? I want them to remember the simple things. I want them to remember just the times that we spent together. It doesn't have to be, people think that because you have to spend time with your kids, there has to be a lot of money involved. It doesn't. You can do something small. You can do anything with them. Just really just putting your attention towards them, and then them just really trying to create memories just with everyone that you come across, but more so with your children. Just doing little things with them and finding time to connect with them, trying to find ways to connect, things that they like to do. Those are the memories that I want them to have. Me spending time with them, me being with them, enjoying doing whatever it is that they enjoy doing. That's what I really want them to remember.
I agree with that. Like you said, a lot of parents think that you have to go and take them to Disney World or take them to a fancy restaurant. You could take them on a free walk in the free park and just listen to them.
Yeah.
Or you can ask them what they want to do. Take them to the movies. Just listen to them, and you're going to show them that you are human, and then you're going to learn to honor the source that they are, because we are all fractions and fractals of source.
Right.
So spending time with them, one thing that I would really want my children to remember are, like you said, the small things, the little things. Yesterday, my daughter, who is 8 years old, she invited the entire family to a gender reveal because one of her Barbie dolls was having a baby.
That's awesome.
And instead of us going, girl, go ahead on with all that craziness, everybody, she set a time, everybody showed up. Most people brought gifts. And we hit a pinata to see if it was going to be a boy or a girl. We played musical chairs.
Mhm.
It is those little moments right there that I want them to remember. Like, they really saw me and they didn't push me off to the side, because I see so much of myself in all of my children, but I really see so much of myself in Jazara specifically, because her imagination is like something that you cannot imagine in this whole entire world.
Mhm.
So I know if I, as a child, had I done that, I would have been looked at like, what?
Mhm.
Girl, huh? So I'm not saying you have to have a gender reveal for your daughter's doll,
Right.
but doing the things that are important to them, because she reminded us about that reveal over and over and over for days. But so treating their things like they are important the same way you want them to show you that you are important, because they are
Yeah.
little humans. They're people. They have feelings and emotions, big emotions in little
Mhm.
bodies.
Yes, they do.
Yes. So, if there was a one spiritual truth, because this is the truth of the matter, what is one spiritual truth that you want to share with the parents who are raising the next generation of children?
I would really, really just want to say that there is just understanding the difference between there is no good and bad or evil and right. It's just your concept of what is right and what is wrong. I think if I would have had that knowledge, it really would have changed a lot of how I view things and how I would have disciplined my kids and how I would have, things that I would say, no, don't do this, don't do that. Just letting them really be, unless they're hurting themselves or others. Just really removing that, this is right, this is wrong, don't do this, do that, not this, and because somebody said that was right and somebody said that was wrong. But I feel like removing those barriers would be really beneficial to the parent as well, I would say, first and foremost, and then they would cascade down to their children and change their mindset of how they view certain things and change how they parent that way.
I love that. I love that. That was beautiful. I think one thing that I would share is that your children, whether you have 1 or 10, chose you to be their mother, to be their father, to guide them through this lifetime, because you have exactly what they need for their soul to expand, for their consciousness to expand, and for their optimal growth. So regardless of whatever has happened in the past, what you did, didn't do, said, didn't say, all of that is a thing of the past. Understand that you are a parent with a purpose, and that child needs your guidance. And before you can give them what they came for, you have to take care of yourself.
Yes.
It all comes back to taking care of yourself, your emotional, your physical, your spiritual, and your mental bodies. And it will be a trickle-down effect to your children. They
Yeah.
chose you for a reason. So that's one of your purposes.
I agree.
All right, Neftali, please tell the people how they can connect with you outside of this podcast if they're interested in working with you in any capacity, and repeat what services you offer.
What services I offer? I do tarot reading, we do oracle reading, we do Reiki healing energy, and we have life coaching sessions. I have a website where you can contact me if you need to get in contact with me. It's newegyptspiritual.com. You go on there, all of my social links are attached. You can book sessions on there, and then it'll take you to all my socials. So again, it's newegyptspiritual.com. You can go there.
Thank you so much for joining me
Thank
today,
you.
Neftali. I appreciate you. This was a beautiful, high vibrational, truthful conversation.
I enjoyed it.
Remember, it is always your right and your responsibility to create a life that you deserve, desire, and love. And that all starts with the truth of the matter. Until next time.